And welcome to Start the Beat with Sykes. My name is Sykes, and this is my podcast. Before we get started, I just wanted to take a quick moment to thank everyone who checked out the last episode. If you're one of those people, thanks so much for coming back. But for those of you out there who are new to the show, welcome. Feel free to make yourselves at home. And as always, there's beer and soda and strawberry banana things and coffee in the fridge. Cheers, my friends.
Yay.
Let's fucking do this.
I'm too far, but...
I'm sitting here today with 4/4 of the modern rock and roll act Skies of Terra.
Jazz
Please
fusion.
Make some noise for the internet, my friends.
Yes.
Yay.
The internet.
Thank
We
you,
did
guys.
it.
Thank you.
So happy to have you all here. It's the first time I'm meeting everybody in person. I believe I've connected with you two fools online at some point in time, right?
This is true.
This is Clyde's.
Cletus.
Cletus?
But everybody usually throws in Clyde's, whatever
All right.
gets to my attention.
Sorry, Cletus. I apologize. Justin, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Or piece of
And
shit. You can call me
then
that.
we had Liam.
Correct.
And I just fucking forgot your name. Is it Scott or something? I have no idea, dude.
He does look like a
Chris,
Scott.
I'm sorry. I apologize.
Scott. I've never gotten a Scott before.
You do look like a Scott.
I knew it was some fucking normal ass name.
Yeah.
From one Brian to a Scott. Or
Yeah.
Chris, whatever the hell your name is.
Officially Scott from now on.
Damn. Just changed my name.
Hashtag officially Scott. How's it going, guys? How you doing today?
Not bad.
good.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Pretty
Thank
good.
you all for
Pretty good.
coming through.
Thanks for having us.
First and foremost, let's just get this out of the way. Let's do a quick promotion because we're playing a show together
Yes.
Hell yeah.
on
This is
April
true.
25th. Who wants to spill the beans on this can of beans?
Cletus.
This baked bean, it smells like barbecued baked beans.
Bushes.
Delicious baked beans. Yeah. So Skies of Terra, Sykes and the New Violence, Grey Walker.
Double duty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Two bathrooms.
Emphasis on the word duty.
Duty. We have Pittsburgh basements. No, I don't
Yeah.
know. We're excited. We're going to be doing this show, Skies of Terra, Sykes and the New Violence. It's going to be different genres, like, you know, how we're working here. So we're doing like a flow, as Amber said.
Yeah.
Ending with the Grey Walker, because we're Skies of Terra is not all metal. So we have
Jazz
like,
fusion.
We're going on that jazz fusion thing again. Jeez.
Yeah.
We'll never escape that.
Nope.
But it's going to be at Brandy's April 25th.
The
in
former
Irwin.
Cafe Supreme.
Real nice place. Great
And
food.
luxurious and exotic. Irwin, PA.
Absolutely. the lovely streets.
Beautiful Irwin, PA.
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
So tell me a little bit more about Skies of Terra for people that aren't familiar with the band. You know, you say you're not quite metal. There's joking jazz fusion. Somebody on the street told me you were a country band. So what the fuck? That's
probably
Skies
true.
of Terra.
That's a good question.
Really?
I always describe it as just like post-hardcore. But we got like elements of hip hop and
Funk, metal.
funk,
and,
metal. I mean, there's just a lot of different elements in it. So, but I would typically say like post-hardcore metal is the closest thing you could say.
I'm going to make an assumption that everybody sitting at the table now is in their 20s, maybe early 30s at the most.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we're all, in the 2000s generation, late 90s, 2000s. That's when we're all finding out about music for the first
Absolutely.
time.
Yeah.
And there was so much different stuff going on at that time. And from the music that I've heard that you've put out, it just seems like an amalgamation of all that stuff
It
that was
really
happening at that time. And now you're just putting it out there with no filter necessarily, or like putting yourselves in a box. Like, fuck it. We like all this music and we want to contribute to all of it.
Yeah. So I come from a lot of different avenues of music, like a lot of genres. I grew up with like my dad loved Latin. He was from Dominican Republic, so he comes from that. But he went to Studio 54. He was working there, and he was just around a lot of different music in his time.
And drugs, probably.
Yeah, absolutely. Just like all the crazy psychedelic stuff. And then my mom liked everything else, in her day. So growing up with like R&B, rock, alternative, the grunge era was in the 90s. Those were like my favorite times. And then you go into the 2000s where there's like the new metal scene and, you know, all that. So I love stuff like Deftones, Tool, Alice in Chains. I mean, we're going through a wide scale here. So that's pretty much what the album was. I was writing the instrumentals, and then Justin kind of brought in this idea of doing vocals because it would just be like easier accessible. I mean, that's not how he put it, but you know, it's hard to do an instrumental album as your first material and get people to be like, oh yeah, like unless that's like their thing.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure like verbatim I said no one's going to give a shit about your instrumentals.
Verbatim, actually, yeah.
The instrumental thing it's really, really hard to do. There's been a handful of instrumental bands that have, you know, really done their due diligence and made it work. Yeah. But like, I don't really give a fuck about any of those bands.
Right.
Like Animals as Leaders is an example.
Them, yeah.
Insanely talented band.
They're crazy. They're
but
amazing.
like, I also just don't give a shit about them.
Yeah.
And it's nothing against them. It's just like, I just don't care.
They're forgettable, really. Yeah.
It's too much in a way.
There's nothing to really emotionally invest in. It just sounds.
They're like monetizing guitar clinics. I'm just like, dude, I don't give a shit.
Basically, yeah. A lot of that is like really flashy stuff, you know? And I listen to a lot of that stuff, but I feel like when you're making something that you want to have an impact, you want it to sound like a sum of all your influences. You don't want to stay stagnant in one area. You want to be able to do multiple different things. Like we have an acoustic track. We have 3 instrumental segs, longer songs, shorter songs, funkier type songs. I just think that right now we're going into what do they call a gent, you know?
Sure.
And I love the genre, but it's also kind of funny, like how when new metal came out and everything was just sort of like that Jinko Jeans type, Deftones, Korn, you know,
the Trip pants.
Yeah,
those were the ones.
But now we're kind of like in this stage where, all right, what's next? You know,
skinny jeans and 8-strings, motherfucker.
Exactly. Yeah, yeah. We're crossing into the 9-string territory and whatnot.
Yeah. God.
But I mean,
trends always happen. You know,
they do, yeah.
They come and go. I think it's just important to do whatever the fuck it is you want to do, whether that is like if you still want to wear some Jinko jeans and play fucking, you know, Disturbed type shit, do it. Yeah, that's what you want to do. Yeah. Who gives a shit? It's your art. It's your voice.
It's like
make it happen.
Yeah, you're pretty much owning, you know, what you're selling, what you are, and I don't know. Skies of Terra is just sort of this culmination of a lot of that stuff that I grew up with, and then when these guys were joining in, trying to record vocals, and Liam does the guitar solo on the Altruist, which is amazing. You know, like it just started bringing it together. Like I'm not a shredder, he is. There's different elements, whether it's hip hop, rock, grunge, sad, happy, sort of just like letting it all out. Like the next album might sound completely different.
Yeah, I have a feeling it's going to sound way different.
Well, I think that's the thing that happens. It's just a natural evolution of a band. Because I mean, my assumption now is that the majority of like these skeletons of these songs were like your creation.
Yeah.
Right. And then everybody kind of comes in and they do their thing. But say moving forward, if it's more of a collaborative process from the jump, it's going to sound different. And also just being a young band, not young in age, but young in terms of the project.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You're just still finding your voice, figuring out what you want to do, what works, what doesn't, just trying whatever.
I mean, it was one of those things. Like so many times I had 6 to 12 songs and I'd play through them. I'd go to work and have them in my ears. And I'm like, I want this to be something. And if I threw like this idea to somebody else, they didn't really come up with anything or whatever, I didn't want to abandon those ideas. That was like me. I wasn't trying to write to anything else. I was very selfish with the Skies of Terra instrumentals and stuff, and I wanted it to come out when it was ready. So this is a very like well like thought up group here. You know? Because I like everything that these guys like, and we seem to get along in that sense. So you know, it's trying to not stay stagnant and just keep busy, you know, and we're going into our 30s and we still want to do this stuff. We still believe in music and a scene and an output and being a healthy way of just moving along. You know, we have our day jobs, we have like our side hustles, we have dreams, and I spent a lot of my 20s, like while writing this album, being told like, if you're not in your late teens and like touring already, like you kind of missed your chance. But I'm not trying to get famous. I'm just trying to like create an output and keep it alive for other people in the Pittsburgh scene.
Sure.
So that's really what this was all about.
Sure.
From the jump off.
I think some people's perspective gets real fucked up when it comes to the concept of success.
Yeah.
And, you shouldn't let somebody else's idea of success define your idea of success, because, what we're doing as musicians is fucking insane. It's really not normal for us to be doing what we're doing. When you think of what the normal person does, nothing against normal people. It's just not normal to be putting all of your free time into creativity and trying to organize time with other functioning adults to play music in front. It's not normal.
Yeah.
So if like your idea of success is I want to tour the world, okay, that's fine. But if you're like, well, maybe that's not necessarily what I want, or it's not feasible, but I still want to be able to get together with everybody every week and just play songs and record music and, play a show in the city every once in a while. That's still successful if that's what your idea of success is. Like just being like, you're like happy and healthy and you're in a good environment. That's success.
Absolutely.
I would never take that for granted.
Like my idea of success for this band is I want people that are not friends with us to come to our show and sing along to the music. It's like once that happens, I'll be like, this is amazing.
Sure.
Like that would be so cool. Just people that you're like, oh yeah, I heard you online. I wanted to come check you out, sing along to the song. Like that would just be like the best thing ever.
Yeah.
Yeah, not like having to beg our friends to come and see us for $5.
Yeah.
I mean, it is what it is. It's a delicate process. It's a long process. And if you're not real with yourself from the jump off, I mean, you get lost somewhere down the line.
Yeah, I think that it's, important to be honest with yourself and be cool and kind to the people around you and just put out positive energy. Like if you put out good vibes, which y'all do, you put out good vibes. So. We've been connected online and you're always posting things and sharing things and you're a part of the community.
Yeah.
And that's all that you really need to be. In my experience, all my years, you just got to be a part of the community and it's going to welcome you with open arms and you're going to thrive.
Yeah.
The people that don't make it work are the people that are just fucking nincompoops and curmudgeons and just grunt butts. Like
Grunt butts.
it's a fucking nightmare.
I love that word.
Put a smile on that face, buddy.
But it seems really cool because it seems like you have a group of people here that are all like-minded and you share ideas of what you want to do musically, creatively, personally. So how did this group of misfits all meet each other? How did you all get together to do this?
Mainly it was through like a karaoke deal. Like I met him through karaoke.
Yeah.
I got him to start coming to karaoke. Like we have mutual friends and we would always meet up on Saturdays at Rump Shakers in Trafford. And our best friend Travis Patterson, DJ T Money, he's been on here.
T-Money?
Yeah.
$2 sign.
He's our dude. Like he's great. And doing karaoke with him, it's sort of opened each of us up to the idea of performing around people. Now, granted, that's in a bar. But when people come up to you and you're like, oh, you should be in a band. Like, when you're a certain age and you have like the two voices, like one saying like, that's not realistic enough. And then there's the other one that's like, do it. Everybody wants to see that happen. And deep inside, you're like, I like this feeling. So you roll with it, I mean, these are my best friends. They've seen me in my worst state, drunk. I don't drink. I really don't drink anymore.
Yeah.
And that helped me get this project going. So now instead of like us struggling to get to a karaoke bar,
We're struggling to get a practice done.
a practice done or get a show going. And whether we make like $9 off of that show, it's like we performed our songs on a Saturday and had fun with other people and brought an event together rather than, hey, 10 years into going to karaoke bars, like we want to make something. We want to sing. People tell you, hey, I like that. I like what you're doing.
Yeah.
you got a band or something, you got nothing. Eventually you feel like you want to have like that little business card of like, well, I do this, you know?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, Cletus and I were friends for such a long time, and we were always talking about doing music, and it just like never happened. And it was like years and years were passing, and then I tell Justin one night, those two were actually getting together to start recording Skies of Terra stuff, and I was like, listen, if he doesn't fucking call me, I'm out.
It almost
We've been
didn't
talking
happen.
about this shit for years.
yeah.
I was like, all he has to do is call me one time and say, hey, you want to come over and record some shit?
Yeah. And then that night I called Cletus and I said, hey, you need to call Chris like right now or else he's going to tell you to fuck off.
Yeah, and then I called him right after that.
Yeah.
I literally called him right after. It's like, hey, let me secure my spot with you, and this is going to happen.
Yeah. I just see Chris go off into the back and he was like, I just got off the phone with Cletus.
Yeah.
I'm like, damn, that was fast.
Yeah. I didn't, you know, I mean, there's certain things like I go off of strong feelings. I'm a very spiritual kind of person. So if a vibe is going and it's going strong, you don't want to miss your chance. That's like a train flying by. So when we started getting some of these pieces together, you know, it worked out. I mean, we weren't going into the studio. We did this in like recorded vocals in his bedroom. I was recording all my instrumentals, DI, programming drums, sitting on a lot of the songs. I mean, I was kind of like scared to put a lot of it out because I didn't want it to like suck.
Sure.
You get that like feeling at first, but you know, once I sat and heard their vocals and his solo and just how it all sounded at the end of the day, I was like, all right, I'm happy with this, you know, like it was great. Like I can't even describe that feeling, you know. I didn't expect it to get that far, but I wanted it to get that far so bad. So having my best friends be a part of projects that we just feel very dedicated to is the best thing in the world, you know?
Yeah.
Like Liam, I think you said like you weren't even in a band before this.
Nope.
Yeah.
Not at all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's awesome. You know, it just gives that avenue for somebody else. Like I'd like to find somebody who's really good at an instrument and have them featured on an album, and just because, you know, just making some good stuff happen and booking the shows to play these things, you know. That's what the scene's all about. I'm not trying to get us to win a Grammy here, you know.
Sure.
Well, that's what started out with me. He was like, I was just going to be a feature on one song. And then I got on that song and he was like, well, how about this song? And how about this song? How about this song? And it turned into like four songs.
Dude, that's how Evan ended up in Sykes and the New Violence. I asked him to play one guitar on one fucking song. And I was like, that was sick. Let's try another one. The next, 4 weeks later, he had guitars recorded on the whole album. I was like, well, I guess you're in the band.
There
That's
it is.
awesome.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Leave a show in 3 weeks, motherfucker. Hope you're free.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, and that's
absolutely.
the thing. We weren't even forming a band when he put the album out. And it came out and I was like, this motherfucker didn't put me featuring on anything. And so I was like talking to him. He's like, well, I didn't do that because I figured we would just start a band and you'd be in it.
Yeah, I just sort of like,
Okay.
so.
At least you had a formal invite.
See, that's bullshit.
He was, yeah.
I was promoting your guys' show, and you guys were like, "Hey, quit tagging us. You're in it too."
Yeah, because
Like, wait a minute.
It took you like 3 weeks to realize, like, oh, am I like in? Like,
Yeah, I'm like, you guys didn't ask me to join or anything.
No, because
I'm
we
like,
can't
"Ah,
Even though I
assume.
referred to
Yeah.
you as Liam, the lead guitarist.
Yeah.
It's about 5 minutes ago when you were talking about making that phone call, I was going to commend you on your power of communication, but now I think I'm taking
No.
it back.
It's terrible.
Well, we just assumed
Oh,
that he
man.
was like, he knew that he was in because we're like, you want to get on the show with us and stuff like that. And he was like, am I like in the band? Like, yeah, you are.
Because I know you asked me to play guitar for the show, but I thought that was about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're just gonna take you and
Yeah.
throw you away after that.
That's what I thought. Yeah.
He had messaged me something and I was like, I think he doesn't think he's in the band. And they're like, what? I'm like, I think we actually have to tell him
Yeah.
that he's in the band.
I'm not going to assume I'm in the band. That's just rude.
Well, I'm going to tell you right now, like, if you're not in the band, then there's not going to be somebody I'd like to see do that solo. Like,
Thanks, man.
I mean, on a real level, like, some of those songs are so personal to me that like if I can't do that with that said person, it's just not even going to be on the live set list.
Sure.
You know? But yeah, this dude was definitely meant to be in from day one as well.
Yeah.
So,
Well, even when we first met, we were talking about Periphery.
yeah.
We're like, all right, this is my soulmate.
Yeah. Like when I first met him, you know, we were talking about similar music and recording and just ideas. And I was like, I do that. Like, I wanted to teach him like on some like drum programming and stuff. And next thing you know, he comes over to do that solo, and it just worked very well. Just there wasn't any kind of bashing of heads,
Yeah.
you know.
It took me about an hour, but yeah, we got
No,
it
it was
down.
good.
Yeah.
You know, certain like perfectionist mentality without being too over polished about your ideas. That's really where it is with me. You know,
I think that whenever you're producing your own material, if you give a shit about it, it's almost impossible to not overthink it,
yeah,
because you don't have an engineer in the room or a producer that's like, it was fine or try it again.
Yeah.
You just have the voice in your head. And if
Yeah.
you're like a normal artist, you're constantly beating yourself up. So nothing's ever good enough. So
yeah, absolutely.
having that voice be your producer, it's not good.
yeah,
But hey,
Yeah.
you learn how to deal with it. You learn how to wrestle that motherfucker, and you finally get the guitar solo recorded. And you get the album done. And
Yeah.
things like that. So what is up with material right now that you have? You know that stuff's been released. Is it, you know, what are you working on now? What's going on? Like, what's the productivity of the band currently now that everybody knows that they're a part of it?
So
What do you do?
Am I still in?
do I still write guitar parts?
Yeah.
Yeah, I right now moving forward, I want it to be a democratic process. I, however, just cannot stop writing stuff at home. So I'll just write, record some stuff, demo things out, and put it on a Google Drive for everybody else to hear. Take it to practice. Sometimes we'll like change how the groove is, and we'll talk about different stuff so that everyone has an input now. Whereas before, I threw this like a whole composition at them, and they're like, "All right,
Learn it.
yeah,
Sure.
you know." Where this time it's like, I want you to feel it. Like if that drum thing or that bass lick bothers you, like let's talk about that. Let's figure out how to make this song all of ours. So right now we want to do like an EP, but I'm personally trying to just focus on like our shows and getting us a full band. Like we're trying to get a bassist. We have a drummer, Bob Borland, who's an amazing guy. So you
He's
know,
in the band.
we're working on getting
Okay.
him to learn the song, so we're not like,
all right.
I'm not
Fair
going to
enough.
go on the record and say not going to go on the record and say, yeah, he's in the band, and he's going to be like, I didn't know I was in the band.
I'm like, do you? Maybe they still make these magazines, but they used to make those. It was like J14 and like those boy band magazines. Be like, I'm imagining like that magazine, but with like Skies of Terra on the cover. Be like, he's in, he's out. Who's in the band this week? Who's gone?
Yeah, that's basically it. Is it going to be all of them, or is it going to be the backing track this week? Yeah,
All hell the backing track.
yeah, that's the other thing. Oh man,
I feel like a bit of a kindred spirit with you in terms of starting a thing that was all me and then getting people on board. And, you know, is this a band? Is this not? Are you just a fill-in person? Are we actually going to do a thing?
Right.
And then, you know, also having full compositions and giving them to people and being very emotionally attached to these songs and being like, this is the way it's supposed to be. And
Yeah.
not being super interested in other people's ideas at the time, just being like, this is how I want this stuff to go.
Right.
But then also coming to terms with like, well, if I'm asking somebody that's really good at what they do to be a part of my thing, I want them to be a part of it because they're good at what they do.
Yeah.
So maybe if somebody is good at what they do, has an idea, I should fucking listen to them.
right, absolutely. I mean, that's like the whole learning process.
Yeah.
You know, that's how you keep things demographic or
Democratic.
Yeah, democratic. That's how
Demographic.
demographic.
Geographical metal.
Geographic.
Maybe that's your genre.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can do that.
Geographical metal.
I'm down with it.
We'll do like the fifth Toto cover that.
Oh, please, no. It's not.
But
Well,
yeah,
he wasn't exactly like saying, "Hey, do this and do it this way."
Sure.
Like if it like we both had ideas and we would throw them out to him, and he was very open to it when we first started doing things. So It was pretty cool. Like there's certain songs on there that I was featured on that I was like, hey, what if we try this way? And it ended up working out that way. So it wasn't like completely 100% you just being like, do it now.
Sure.
Right, yeah.
Sure. I will say to anybody that may think I wasn't necessarily like that either, at least externally.
Right.
Internally, you know, things would get thrown my way and the songs would sound a little different. And I was like, ugh, this is weird.
Right.
But also it's like, you're taking time out of your day to play drums with me and I'm not giving you any money. So if you want to play that, play it.
Yeah. Yeah. Like I try to make an understanding that like we're going to be performing these songs live, and there's a lot of stuff that I did on the album that I didn't expect this to ever be a live performance.
Oh, yeah.
So we're also talking about like whole drum tracks that have a lot of stuff going on that can't be.
Drummers hate us.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's actually impossible to play.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like literally. But-
Sure. Yeah, I guess that's the other thing too. Whenever you're programming drums, you're not thinking about the amount of limbs that a normal human has.
Yeah.
So, you know, you're programming drums for Goro. And it's
Right,
just
yeah.
not like
Yeah, absolutely.
exactly the best move.
Yeah.
But how sick would it be if Goro was your drummer?
Oh man, we could have a keyboardist and a drummer, and, you know, hit the samples,
Hell yeah.
Just
dude.
an
be on
octopus at
time
that
and
point.
everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, we I want to make it so that we're doing a justice to the album, because the album I have made during the worst time of my life. In so many words, like this was my therapy. So when I brought a part up in the song Furious Angels to Chris, the original song, I was singing the chorus that he sings. But when he sung it, it just hit me. I was like, oh man, that sounds way better coming out of his mouth than mine. It was really just kind of like understanding this part belongs to you. This part belongs to you. Like Justin doesn't do any cleans on the album. You know, he does his part. There's
Angry boy.
Yeah, that's me.
what was he? The throat of the band.
throat.
Oh god.
The cock throat
Here
of
we
the band.
The beard gave it away.
The gaping hole.
So everybody like had their specific roles in the beginning. It's like for this album, do it justice. But moving forward, I want us to bend envelopes, sort of just do what we do and stay true to it, you know?
Yeah. What's the point of writing the songs you already wrote?
Yeah.
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 Like we're just like we're figuring out now what our sound is going to be going forward. So that's why I say I feel like the next album or EP or whatever we put out, it's going to be so different because we all have different influences and they come together in these mashups that are it's just going to be weird.
Yeah.
Like not like weird music, but just from everyone's different takes on things. I'm really excited, you know, for it. And like, I want to write. And
I'm excited too for, you know, to see you guys grow, because the music that I've heard that you've put out, I think that whenever I had talked about it on You Asked For It, I just remember it being like super ambitious in terms of how much you were trying to put into one place.
Yeah. Oh, the
But
altruist. Yeah.
It wasn't like an offensive sort of ambition.
No.
It was like I could tell that there was a lot of thought behind it, and it seemed to work. You know what I mean? It wasn't 110% perfect, but what the fuck is?
Right.
You know what I mean? In terms of just like transitioning from like one thing to another thing. But it's cool to hear a band that, you know, has influences of more progressive stuff, a Periphery or whatever, but is also like, well, we still want to tap into these new metal roots and these other things and bring all that together. Because I think there's a lot of people in the world of heavy metal or hard rock or whatever the fuck you want to call it that don't want those things to coexist.
No.
But for me, it's like all of it should coexist, because like it's fun to have a technical groove and a simple groove come together, or something that's more just rock driven, or something that's more, you know, rap driven or beat oriented, whatever it is, you know, and all that stuff can exist together if you understand how the genres of music work. And if you take the extra time to just really craft it, you can do it.
Yeah.
So I feel like there's so much potential with the music that you're doing, and I'm really excited to see it.
Oh, thanks.
You
man.
see,
Move forward.
I hold everything you say to a high regard, because you're the one that said it was fine to crush your ramen noodles. assholes.
Oh, Jesus. Here we go.
Talk
Here we
about
go.
this again.
You had to bring this up.
Yes, I did.
He won't let it go.
I will not. No, it is perfectly fine to crush your ramen noodles.
No, you're a horrible...
He said it's fine. So
What about
He was
the
being
Kit
nice.
Kats
No,
and
he
everything
was not
else?
being
in
just
a
nice.
perfect world,
The
yeah, like
Hershey's.
you can, you eat things how you want, but
Yeah, dude. That's what
Absolutely.
I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Like, if you want to go home, get naked, get in the shower,
God.
listen to Mbop, that's your thing. If
Would
you want
anybody
to
like a
crush
Reese
ramen
cup?
noodles,
Want a
that's your
Reese cup?
thing.
He has the worst food takes
Oh
in the
my
world.
god!
I'll have one.
He has the worst food takes in the world. He's a horrible
Unbelievable.
human being.
I'm,
Because of
I'm
it.
not that
So,
Look at him.
what is.
You're fired.
Look, the wrapper
my
is
question-
on. He's eating it with the wrapper on. How do you not?
So you won't get chocolate
Why
on
are
your
you doing
fingers.
that?
See?
So you won't get chocolate on your fingers.
There's a video online of this, and
I think this might be the second time today I called you a Neanderthal.
We're going to lose followers over this. Our likes are just going to plummet.
yeah.
Do you see any chocolate on my fingers whatsoever?
What is that?
No.
I see a lot of shame.
No, I mean, I feel it. Do you eat cupcakes the same way?
I do.
Are you just saying that?
He leaves the he leaves the icing last.
What about if you get a hoagie from somewhere? Do you eat it the same way so you don't get mayo on your precious little digits?
For the most part, yeah, I do.
Again, this is the
What
throat
about
of the
pizza? Do
band.
you leave it in the box and just like slide it towards your
All right,
mouth?
no, that's a whole different fucking story.
Slides it down his gullet like
all right. So what's the optimal way to eat a slice of pizza?
Oh man, from the fucking front corner all the way back.
Okay.
Or if you're really,
like normal,
or if you're really feeling frisky, you go ahead and eat the crust first.
that's just like geometrically incorrect.
No, if I saw somebody eat the crust first, it would be perfectly acceptable to me.
You're just an accepting
No.
person. Being accepting of other people's lifestyle choices is very progressive in the year 2020. So I appreciate you for just
Yeah.
being
So-
so open-minded.
No, he's getting fired.
So now here's a question: how do you eat your Hershey bars?
oh,
I mean, Hershey's is kind of bullshit chocolate, but if I was going to eat it, I would just open it up and, I'd break it off into the squares.
Thank you.
That's not. No.
Thank you.
Bite into that shit. Like
No, you break it off. That's what it's meant to do.
why? You get chocolate on your fingers that way.
this man opens Kit Kats
Dude.
and just dives right
So
in.
how is taking a shit for you?
Oh man,
I don't even want to know.
So I pretty much some people face outward. I face inward. So I got
You mean
somewhere to
like
put my
you
arms.
sit
Oh, he
like a backwards
straddles.
Like you
chair?
hug the bowl?
Yeah.
Okay. And then what?
And then my wife threatens me with a divorce.
And as you sit there, coddling yourself, hugging the toilet. My band is the only people that love me.
Not really. No.
Do you wipe back to front as well?
I do. I do.
Yeah. I knew.
I'm surprised you don't have a bidet.
Your balls must stink.
You wouldn't have to touch it at all.
You see, I've been trying to get one of those, but my wife won't let me.
Why not?
I don't know, man.
What's your wife's name?
Brie.
Bree.
Listen.
Let your guy get a bidet. That's it. That's all I have to say.
If
Get
you
a
want.
bidet. That's a rhyme.
And this is perfectly acceptable way to eat your Reese's.
It's fine if you want to.
And look, no chocolate. No chocolate on my fingers.
Just shame from every single person you know directed
My
your way.
balls.
We're fighting after this.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I think I'm taking your car and all your belongings and just leaving you here.
That's fine.
You can eat Reese's that way. You could crush ramen noodles if you want. Is there anything else we need to address?
Finding a new singer. Yeah.
A new throat. A
Yeah.
new throat, yeah.
Do you guys eat your burger with or without the peel?
The burger peel.
What are you talking about?
It's not a
you eat your-
banana.
Do you eat your burger with or without the peel?
The wrapper?
Yeah.
The
The
peel?
peel?
The peel.
See? You're understanding this now, right?
Fridays and Saturdays are really rough for us. All right.
So
Anyway.
let me ask you a question, Justin.
Uh-huh.
How long have you been eating Reese's that way?
Oh no, this is only the second time I did just to be a dickhead.
Oh. Okay.
He does it on purpose.
He does it to make us miserable.
Yeah.
Do you crush the ramen noodles on purpose, or is that?
I
like
do
a
that
thing?
on purpose. Yeah.
On
Okay,
anger.
so when did you start doing that?
Oh man, since I was like fucking 6.
So where did you come up with that?
Oh, my parents did it.
Oh, okay,
They called it soup,
okay.
and now
Are they like afraid of Asian food?
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense. Got it.
He's the one that gets the most angry at me.
It's
He
just
does. He does.
that's blasphemy.
I
man.
honestly thought that he and I weren't going to be friends anymore. And I told him, I was like, yeah, I crushed my ramen noodles. Why is that a problem? He's like, you can't fucking do that. He got so
Yeah, it's
upset.
like all my ancestors' rage just came through me.
He wouldn't talk to me for like 4 days.
I know, like you could see Liam in the corner, just like,
Yeah,
So here's a question. All right, I like asking this to different bands, and I feel like this is going to be. I feel like you're going to be able to answer it very easily, and there's not going to be any debate whatsoever amongst the members of this band.
I'm ready.
oh man.
So, if Skies of Terra was a food item on a restaurant menu, what would it be and why?
A food item?
Yes.
Wow.
Somebody else want to take this?
That's not easy at all.
No, that's not simple.
Hardest question I've ever heard.
Well, I do feel like, if I were a chef, which I am, I'm not, but if I was, and thinking of all of your influences, all of your different styles, you got to think of something that you can put a lot of and condense it into a thing. So perhaps a burrito of some sorts.
A burrito. I was about to say shepherd's pie.
Okay. All right. I'm smelling what you're cooking.
Yeah. Picking
All right.
that up, huh?
That's interesting.
As I violently throw it down, you're picking it up. Yeah.
Crushed ramen noodles.
I knew you were going to say
With
that.
every different seasoning that they make.
Absolutely.
There could be crushed noodles in the shepherd's pie. Why not?
Me personally, since I love pizza, like pizza with all the fixins.
Okay.
All of it.
All right. So Ninja Turtle shit. I'm down with it.
You like pineapples on your pizza, don't you?
Not that much now. No.
There's
I mean, I will
nothing
eat it,
wrong
but
with
Yeah,
I
I'll
don't
tell you that.
prefer it.
Hawaiian pizza.
I've brought this up before. My lunatic girlfriend, if you want to hear some crazy shit, you know what she puts on pizza?
What?
Sour Patch Kids.
No.
What the fuck?
Nope.
Why?
and
Wow.
you're still dating her.
Yeah.
Okay.
You call me any
Good man.
Sour Patch Kids.
It's
Like,
fucking wild.
Are you
Like-
dating his sister? Like,
oh hell no. One of my relatives. So wait, okay. So let me ask this: is it like a plain pizza that you?
Yeah.
Put, okay, that's
Does she,
It's a crazy sweet and salty thing. It's a lot better than you think it would be, but I'm still not a fan of it. But it
she-
wasn't as bad.
fair.
melt them like in the oven on it? Or
No.
Just topping.
Just topping.
Huh.
like a
And to be
garnish.
fair, I say she does this. She's done it once in the 4 years that I've seen her, but I like to bring it up a lot because she has done it before, and when she did it, it was very clear that it was not the first time she had done it.
so. How about like those? Whenever she orders a pizza, does she make that as a special request?
Like I said, she's done it one time.
oh man, just.
just once.
That's all it takes. Just one time.
I think I'm gonna do that next time I order pizza. Like, can you throw some Sour Patch Kids on that bad boy for me?
I'm not coming to your house anymore.
Liam, food items for the band. What do you think?
I'm going
What are we?
sushi.
Of
You know what?
course.
I was
Sushi.
thinking it was like a burrito or maybe like a real extravagant sushi.
Yeah, because
But I mean,
there's
you know,
different varieties for each region. You know, like
But-
even just a Philadelphia roll or a Pittsburgh roll.
sure. But to be fair, I think maybe the best
like
sushi,
sushi.
it'd be like some real gaudy sushi. I find like the best sushi is more simple. And this
That's
wouldn't
true.
necessarily be the simplest thing. You know, this would be
Yeah.
like one of those crazy things somebody brings it out. You know, it'd be a real Instagram friendly
Yeah.
sushi.
It wouldn't have like a raw octopus on it. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did
I was waiting for you to call me Scott.
Scott?
Yeah.
What do you think?
I like the pizza. I like the pizza idea. Yeah. But I'm gonna go with a buffalo chicken pizza.
Okay. So what if we do a buffalo? Okay, so this is the deal, right? So I'm thinking some real extra shit here. So it's going to be pizza. The crust is replaced with a sushi roll that goes around the entire pizza.
Whoa.
That's a sturdy rice.
And then the middle of the pizza is cut out so you could put in a bowl with a tiny little shepherd's pie.
Man,
And that's
genius.
it.
That's
That's the Skies of
genius.
Terra.
Wow.
Wow.
Kind of want.
I'm
one
down
now.
with it.
I know. That sounds amazing.
I never knew.
if you ever the next album that you do, the album release, I'm gonna use my chef skills that I don't have, and I'm gonna make this item, and I'm gonna bring it to the show for you guys.
That's awesome.
This is my word. I will make it happen.
Okay.
That's great.
Hold me to
I'm
it.
holding you to that.
Now you
on-
have
it's on
incentive to finish this
recording.
fucking record.
There we go.
However long it takes. Don't forget about.
The bonus song is going to be Shepherd's
Yeah.
Pie Magicians.
Start publishing gibberish just to get the food quicker.
Yeah.
So, speaking of publishing and releasing things, you do have music that is on the internet now
Yes.
that people can hear. Let's tell people where they can find that real quick if anyone's curious.
Well, we have these little business cards that are.
Can
are
you read the
lovely-
info from back here?
Enhance.
This is the info right here.
Enhance.
I'm sorry.
they
I
can see
just
that
felt
in
like I just
black
completely
block.
was just like, give me that. Give me it now.
Yeah, so we have our music on different platforms. It was released on Bandcamp first, and then a couple weeks later, it was like Spotify, YouTube, iTunes. It's basically on everything.
The digital landscape.
Yes.
Yeah.
As far as it goes so far. But
And it's actually nice because it's an original name, so there's no other Skies of Terra out there.
and I made sure of that. Like I was always the kind of guy who was like, I don't want to be called Down. And then you Google Down band and you have like sad stuff or like the 36 bands in the US named Down or whatever.
Yeah.
So like Skies of Terra was like mental headspace. Terra is sort of like this planet. So I was like, all right, Skies of Terra. Let's see if it exists. And it didn't. So went with that. And so it's really easy to find our music on there. So what do we got here? iTunes and Spotify with these little QR codes. That's cute.
Yeah.
Then we got Facebook and Instagram, and there's even a TikTok.
Wow. You've
Yeah.
gone into the TikTok realm.
Yes.
Yeah.
All because of her.
That would be Emily.
Yeah.
Okay.
Emily, who's sitting over there, runs our
I've
TikTok.
been very okay. So you run the TikTok.
Yes.
Okay. Cool. All right.
There's
So
like one thing on there, right?
I've been very interested in seeing more bands use TikTok. So I'll have to check in with you in maybe like a year or so and see.
We'll see what
how
happens.
it's been going.
Yeah.
But this is an interesting segue into the conversation of social media and that whole side of things. So how has Skies of Terra acclimated to the the wonderful world of putting yourselves out there into the social hemisphere?
It wasn't easy.
Yeah,
I mean, you're here.
It's hard.
yeah, we got here. So
You're on.
This is fun social media.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's maybe the best compliment I've ever gotten. Thank you.
Facebook is not fun social media.
But this will be on Facebook.
But the memes. Think of the memes.
The memes. The memes are red for me. But
To keep me
I don't know,
alive.
just social media, it bugs. It bugs me. Like I'm on it, but I don't know. I just hate it.
I mean, I like social media. It can be a huge weapon for distraction, but
Yeah.
I mean, if you're able to like capture people's attention span in this huge cyberspace, like he makes like video memes that are related to Skies of Terra's like new show, as you saw, I'm sure. And people will like take a giggle at that, so it's like shows a little bit of our humorous side. We don't take things too seriously.
No.
The music is definitely the most serious we'll ever get. Really. But then, all right, well, I'll go back to when I started this whole thing, had like 85 followers. No one cares about the instrumental stuff, And so recently my girlfriend, Alyssa, she's been adding a whole bunch of people that are all across US, just to take that part off of us. She's going to man Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. It's, if you're not on there, you're missing out.
Absolutely.
It's definitely a necessary thing to have a place where people can see you, your pictures, your videos, your information. Because if you don't have that, you get lost. You're not going to be on TV.
Yeah.
The internet is now our TV. Like YouTube is the television set. So, now we're just trying to work on not just new material, but like making music videos, he does lyric videos and stuff. We're just trying to like delve into all that stuff for as little people in this that we have, you know, and what little time we have. So it helps when we have like Emily and, you know, our significant others to help us with the social media aspect.
That's huge. That's so huge.
Yeah.
And we've had like First Angel Media share a bunch of our stuff. And
Fuck them.
Oh my god.
yeah, but that was like super cool. I mean, we had like 500 likes on our Facebook page, and they shared it, you know, the Facebook page, and it was like jumped up to like 1,600. We're like, holy shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was really cool of them to do that, and we've got a lot of love from the community. It's been really cool. Like everyone's been real like open and accepting, and
Yeah, I think
it's been great.
with social media in general, it's no different than regular life in the terms of, you know, the energy that you put out into the world is the energy you're going to get back. So if you put out, you know, fun vibes, positive vibes on the internet, like you're going to attract those people, and that's what you're going to get. You'll be able to blossom online as much as you would be able to blossom in the real world, connecting with other bands, playing shows,
Right.
meeting promoters, meeting new fans or friends, or hopefully both.
Yeah.
That's always fun, right?
Yeah. That's the
And
one thing.
bringing all that
whole
together.
Networking.
Yeah,
that
I think
helps.
like, you know, social media can be really awesome. I think that it's important just to remind people that, you know, you can't control what other people say online. So you're going to inevitably see something that's going to be annoying to you.
Oh yeah.
But you also have control over your friends online.
Oh yeah. I've
So-
unfollowed a lot of.
You can just unfollow people. You can delete people. And also there's still a log out button
Yep.
on all those
You can
platforms.
definitely
Granted, if you
turn it
log out
off.
of Facebook, you'll get a notification like, we miss you every fucking 30
Yeah.
seconds on your phone, but you can still log out. You don't have to be on it.
But me, I do it mainly just for like the memes. I'm like, there has to be some good memes today, or like some good cat videos or some shit like that. But
It's good
Something. Yeah.
toilet information on the toilet, and good old Facebook. Let's see what we got today.
It's good. It's awesome to be able to be connected. And I think that one thing now is that there's no excuse to not be involved in the scene if you have an active Facebook account.
Absolutely.
Because everybody's very vocal about everything that they're doing.
Yeah.
I mean, you know what I mean? If somebody's telling you about what the fuck they ate for breakfast and they're showing you what their turds looked like, they're going to be telling you about a show that came out, or they're going to be, you know, arguing over, you know, how you're supposed to eat a particular food item and things like that. Like things are getting shared. So just even taking that 5-10 minutes a day to go through stuff, you'll be able to at least know what's going on.
Yeah.
Be aware of, oh, like that so-and-so's playing the show at this place I've never heard of. Like, what is that? And then you learn about a new venue,
Yeah.
and maybe you can reach out to them and like, who's that new band that's playing with Grey Walker? Never heard of them.
Right.
You can look it up and check them out. And you can like, it's an encyclopedia of knowledge if you look at it that way.
Yeah, I mean, it's very important. You know, that's sort of my thing. Like, that's what separates like fame and fortune from just doing it yourself and bringing in a natural, organic traffic of people who might really dig your stuff, you know? Like right now, us playing with Sykes and Grey Walker at Brandy's in April. Brandy's is getting a lot of attention. You know, that's a great venue. And to be able to be a part of trying to book a bunch of shows there and get a lot of events going. We've been working with Amber, Glitter and Gore, getting her website going and getting that stuff going.
and the creatures and creep rods.
Yeah.
And then us two, plus our other friend John McCaskey, he is part of LDB, Last of a Dying Breed, who's sitting right over there.
Hi, John.
You know, and we're just trying to get into the whole thing. Like we do t-shirts, we're trying to do stickers, we're just trying to be that other part of the whole thing. You
Yeah.
know? And having Skies of Terra on board, it's like if we want to book a show, we can always
Utilizing resources is huge. You know, be the change that you wish to see in the world, all that sort of shit. And what is this fucking package you got here?
This is nothing dangerous.
This is-
This is just a bunch of flyers for the show.
Oh, hell yeah.
open the dossier.
I promise there's not like crushed ramen noodles or like a half-eaten Reese cup with the wrapper still on or anything in there. It's anthrax.
Chocolate crumbs.
Oh, I love Anthrax.
This is not for our show, but another show. That's okay.
Yeah, that's just a bunch of like flyers.
A
and
medley
stuff
of flyers.
Yes.
Yes.
So many things are happening.
Ours is in
Are these
there.
all at Brandy's?
Yes, those
Super
are
cool.
all at Brandy's.
Super duper cool. I think it's rad that there's a new venue in that area because I'm sure that it's needed it for a while. And it's really cool just to, see a band such as yourselves or a group of people, not even a band, just I'm fucking done trying to find things in here. It's fine.
Well, I mean,
But,
tons of it in there.
I'll pull it all out. But it's cool to see people doing stuff because holy smokes, there's a lot of events happening at this place, huh?
Yep.
Jeez.
There
Louise.
you
Today, this year is going
There's
to be
another one
a
for
great
you.
one.
Okay.
There we go.
There we are.
That's it.
There it is.
Enhance.
Enhance video.
We'll do that. So
Enhance.
I know you can't see it, but again, April 25th, door 7 p.m., show 8 p.m. Greywalker, Skies of Terra, Slakes and the New Violence. And there's something over here. It looks kind of like an evil garlic, but it's
The evil garlic of
it's
music.
skulls and a clown sort of thing. But at Brandy's Basement, 200 Main Street, Irwin, PA. $5 cover, all ages, which is huge.
Yeah.
Super huge. And please come on out. I know I have some friends that, way back in the day, way before Sykes and the New Violence, when I was just doing Sykes, I played, I used to play out in that area, that end of town a good bit just because I knew some promoters who did shows out there. And I probably haven't been out that way in like close to a decade. And whenever I posted I was playing this show, I had like several people hit me up that were like, I'm coming, haven't seen you in forever.
That's
so
cool.
it's cool to
Nice.
be able to like get out to that side of the area and play for people that, live like, 30, 40 minutes outside of the city, maybe even more. And just like, they can't always come down to Pittsburgh to see shows. It's a lot
Right.
easier for them to go to a place. Like my one buddy was like, yeah, that place is like right around the corner from my house. So it's like awesome. you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah. I mean, it's not too far from all of us, so
Yeah.
it works. Yeah, I love that place. I've been wanting to be like integrated into like a venue and have the ability to trigger events to happen.
Sure.
That's like just where it's at.
Be the change you wish to see in the world.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
In the wild.
The world.
the more you know.
Hell yeah. No, it's awesome. And I think that it's really cool that like you're all taking advantage of your resources and each other to just like make it happen.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because the thing is that honestly, if you have the right people that just give a little bit of a shit, it's not that hard.
That's all it takes,
Yeah.
really. Is
It's
just a
really
little bit of
not
effort.
that complicated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you can still go to your day job. That's the best thing. Going back to the social media thing, you can be up till midnight or 1 o'clock. Unfortunately, even though you work at 4 o'clock in the morning, and share your music, share your side hustle, and it's different now. Like a lot of people aren't taking advantage of that. It's very important. That's how you get these venues going, man. It's how you get these towns having true, genuine events that take place that bring people in.
And it's honestly not that much work if, what you're doing is good and worth somebody's time.
If you love what you're doing,
You don't have to like trick people into coming out to the show. It's just like, hey, here's a place that's by your house. There's some cool bands playing. You got nothing else going on. Come out.
Yeah.
It's simple.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's not $45 to get in,
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like,
Yeah.
I mean, you have a choice. You can go see Rage Against the Machine for like whatever, 400. I haven't paid attention to that situation, but
It was I bought my Rage Against the Machine ticket. It was $150.
150.
Yeah.
I heard that there was like a scalping issue and whatnot, but I mean that
Well,
it
that
sucks.
was what they did was I forget how this all worked out, but they basically, whenever the tickets first went on sale, I think that they sold every single ticket for the same exact price in the venue, whether you were on the floor or the highest up seat, like every single ticket
Wow.
was the same price.
Oh, okay.
And the idea was to eliminate like people being able to scalp the tickets. And there's a lot more that goes into it with like money that a lot of it's getting donated to charities and all of these other things and blah blah blah. And I just think in general, when it comes to shows with a production level like that, I think a lot of people take for granted just how expensive it is to actually produce a show.
Oh yeah.
That fucking expensive. And also, I mean, they're touring with Run the Jewels, who is arguably bigger,
Amazing.
probably way more popular than Rage Against the Machine these
Definitely.
days. Like
Yeah.
they could easily do a headlining tour. So for two major headlining bands,
Yeah.
you know, it's the ticket. I don't think the ticket prices were that obscene. I imagine in some areas, like maybe in like Los Angeles or New York, I'm sure there were tickets that were $400 because that's
See,
the
those were
market.
the moments those were the things that I heard about.
Yeah, I'm sure that's the market. But yeah, the Pittsburgh tickets weren't that much money.
Okay.
I mean, $150 is still a lot of money, but it's a lot less money than 400.
But yeah.
Those were like 200-300 for average.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we're also talking about. I mean, yeah, like a lot of people like to see Tool whenever they came here. You know, their show they don't play to a click track. They have like cues that people are paying attention to for the lasers, the fog. Like, there's a lot. It's like having.
It's a production.
It's a production. You know, it's not just like, all right, here's these guys. Now take this banner down. Put the next.
Oh
banner
yeah.
down.
It's not like literally Tool walks in and sets up their stuff and that's it. It's like there's like a team of probably like 100 or more people that probably come in the day before, have to set up all that shit. They have to pay, you know, you're paying for them to stay in the hotels and set up everything, tear everything down, moving all that stuff from venue to venue. It's expensive.
Yeah.
There's a lot of money that goes into doing that stuff.
Right. That's kind of like also how I've been looking at things, like with Skies of Terra starting as like this backing track band.
Mm-hmm.
I've been thinking about like, all right, how can we add more to it? And still, even if we had like the organic drummer and bassist with us, have like a laser show. Like we have like some lasers and stuff. I got a couple of ideas to keep things like
A sentence. We have some lasers and stuff.
we got some lasers and stuff. You know, we're cool.
Super casual. We have some lasers and stuff.
Got a couple lasers, you know. But no, like backdrops, just figuring out like, all right, do we have access to like a projector?
Put together a fucking show. Hell yeah.
Yeah, like just make it a little bit different from the other ones so that people want to come see you again. They want to have that. They want to talk about it, you know.
And also, I find that it's a little bit of a bummer sometimes whenever you go see a band, like your friend's band, and it's like, oh, I'm just watching your band practice in a bar.
Yeah.
This isn't actually a show.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like a show should be a fucking show. I'm not saying that you need fucking costumes and fireworks, but there's a difference. You know what I mean? Like when you could tell a band's actually performing, or if they're just like there playing the songs.
Yeah.
It's obvious.
Yeah.
And that too, we're still trying to figure out is us as performers.
Sure. And you're not going to figure
know?
it out until you play shows. Yeah.
Yeah. It's so, I mean, first time we were on stage, we were like, none of us had any idea what the fuck we were going to do together.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's so we're figuring that shit out too.
Well, I mean, to be good at anything, you kind of have to be not good at it for a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, you
That's
have
fair.
to. People don't take advantage of the fact that you have to accept failure first. Like, just don't give up.
Sure.
You know,
Absolutely.
Essentially, it just, just like don't give up. Just take failure as it's part of the experience.
It's an opportunity to learn.
Yeah.
You know, it's like if you fuck something up, you have to ask yourself, what did I fuck up? How did I fuck it up? And what can I do to make sure that I don't do it next time?
Right.
If you don't ask yourself that, you're just going to fuck it up over and over and over again.
Exactly. Like, I just tried tuna like 8 years for the first time. I don't know. That's a new experience for me. I would have never known.
Did you fuck up?
No, I eat tuna now.
No.
I feel like I'm not fucking up.
Success.
I tried it for the first time 8 years ago, and I was like, wow.
and-
It's a brave
and-
story.
So do you leave it in the can so you don't get any of it on your fingers?
Oh no!
always say yes.
I'll like put it on something like a normal person in 2020. You know,
Well, I can't say any of that because I don't eat tuna.
That's gross.
see what I'm talking about, people.
I like tuna.
Tuna's good now.
Yeah, it's good.
I know that now.
I don't mind it.
Yeah,
There's worse things.
Yeah, there's worse.
Yeah, mustard.
it's the chicken of the sea.
Oh, I like mustard. Mustard's good.
Crushed
That's
ramen.
okay. More mustard for me.
That's right.
I'll tell you
Have
what.
all the
A
mustard.
spicy Dijon.
Yo, you save every single packet of mustard that comes your way. And the next time you see me, just drop them off to me. We'll have a real discreet sort of little mustard trade.
Take it.
I got the stuff.
If there's anything that you
got
like that
stuff.
I don't, I'll do the same. We can make this an even trade, but I
Yes.
don't know what that might be.
You guys
We'll
got
have
to do
figure
it
that
within
out.
the handshake. Just trade off. It's like,
Got the spreads.
But you got that has to be a gentle ass handshake because I ain't trying to break
does.
open that mustard.
Yeah, no.
yeah, just
I don't want to get no mustard on his hands.
No, I'll throw up.
I think he'd be really upset about it.
I would.
I'm not trying to make my new friend Scott upset.
see. There you go.
Scott, in the house.
So we've touched on pretty much everything. We're going to be wrapping up here very shortly. But before we do that, I do want to just say one more time, if you are in the, the Irwin area, or, even if you're a Pittsburgh cat and you want to have a little scoot out to Irwin to check out this new venue that's doing a lot. I have probably almost a dozen different show flyers sitting next to me
tons
right
of
now.
stuff coming up, man.
If you want to check out this venue, if you play in a band and you want to see this spot and maybe get involved, come out to a show. And what better show to check out than April 25th with Greywalker, Skies of Terra, and Sykes and the New Violence. Brandy's
Your
Basement.
First time doing double duty?
With these two bands, yeah. I've played in a lot of stupid bands over the years, and I've done double duty in the past, but this will be
Okay.
the first time with these two for sure.
That's cool.
And that's going to be fun 'cause it's double duty for Evan too, because he's also the guitar player
Right,
in
right.
Greywalker. So
Yeah.
that'll be a hoot. Looking forward to it. It'll be fun.
Nice.
I'm excited.
I'm super excited.
Yeah, I think it's an awesome lineup. Please come on out to that. And if you are still listening to this and you're not already friends with the Easter Bronies, but you want to learn more about them, you can find them online. They have music on Spotify, iTunes, everywhere else that we talked about. You can find them on Instagram and Facebook and
YouTube.
TikTok, apparently.
TikTok.
So
Whatever
look
that
up
is.
Skies of Terra. And is there anything else that anything else we need to say before we pull the plug on this little conversation?
Well, on the record, despite all things, I love doing this with my best friends, and
Yeah.
we really hope that Pittsburgh sort of gets more of a scene for all music, hip hop, rock, jazz, funk, so it's really huge that you allowed us to come on here and sort of do this whole thing. So thank you.
Thanks
sir.
for asking.
Thank you.
Seriously,
Yeah,
no,
absolutely.
it's if I wasn't the only reason I'm still doing this shit. I mean, I recorded my 300th episode last night, so that's
Right.
a lot of fucking things.
Yeah.
A lot of people I've
Congratulations.
talked
That's
to.
awesome.
Thank you. But there's still plenty of people to talk to. I'm not, there's so many people I don't know that have been doing shit for as long as I have that I haven't met. And there's also new bands popping up all the fucking time that I have to meet. And it's awesome to be able to do this and bring more eyes to you, hopefully.
Yeah.
And just
Much
do my
appreciated.
part to give back, because I'm not fucking promoting shows. This is a fucking nightmare. I hate that, but I'll do this podcast. I like playing shows. I hate promoting them, but I'll do the podcast. That's my part.
Right.
That's okay. Y'all
That
can
sounds
do all
good.
the promoting.
Yeah, we'll leave that
Yeah.
to us. We got this.
Yeah, we'll take
Hey,
care of it.
teamwork
Right.
makes the dream work.
Absolutely.
And that is all, folks. Thanks so much for listening. One more time, Skies of Terra, thank you for being here. I'll be back again in a couple days with another episode. Same time, same place, same channel. You know the drill. My name is Sykes. Start the beat 2020. Woo, woo. Thanks for listening. And we're done. That's
right.
That's it.
Peace out.
That was a podcast.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you. Wonderful.
Thanks.
You got it.
That was fun.
Hell yeah.